Okay, so we're going to take a look at some examples. There's my email address if you guys need it. All this is straight up examples, all of these. Okay, every problem that we go over. And there's my dog Einstein. It's my English Mastiff. Um, all right, so first example here is just simplifying this is all we're doing. Okay, so only examples dealing with what we talked about in this section. And these, surprisingly enough to some, are more beneficial than even looking at the lessons. So pay close attention here to these examples. So 2x to the fourth times 3x cubed squared. What this means is we have to take this 4 through to both items in here, because just like order of operations, we got to do what's in the parentheses first. So this is like saying 2 to the first power. So 1 times 4 is 4. This is x to the first power, so 1 times 4 is 4, so that's x to the fourth. Moving on over here, right, this is like saying 3 to the first power, so I have to take it through. 1 times 2 is 2, so that's a 3 squared. And this 3 times 2 is 6, so that's x to the sixth. So when we're simplifying this, that number is 2 to the fourth, and that's 3 squared. Those are numbers. So let's just rewrite them. That's 2 to the fourth is 16, and that's 3 squared is 9. So take those numbers and multiply them. 16 times 9, right? What do you get? 16 times 9 is 144. I still have an x to the fourth, and I still have an x squared. So since they are multiplied together, that means you take the exponents and you add the exponents. So when you add the exponents, right, when you add the exponents, 4 plus 6 is 10, and there's your answer, 144x to the 10th. Now for some of you who have been replying to me and sitting there and saying that I moved too quick, I moved too quick for a reason, okay? This is a video. Pause it. Alright, if I'm moving too quick for you, then pause it, rewind, watch it again, rewind, watch it again, rewind, watch it again, okay? If I'm moving too quick, wait. If you want to, my recommendation for doing this, try the problem out yourself, do it, and then see if you get the same answer as me. That's the best way to do this. And if you get the same answer, then you get to move right through it. And if you don't, you can follow what I did and see where your mistake might have been. Okay, so yes, I am moving quick, but I'm moving quick for a reason. All right, so that the people who don't have as much time or get it right away, they can keep going through. Plus, this is for you to do at your own time, right? So you can pause it, you can come back, you can re-watch the video 18 times if you want to. Okay? Alright, so trying this one out. So this is negative x squared. Well, keep in mind that negative, it's like negative 1 times x. So really, I can take that through. A negative squared is like saying negative 1 times negative 1, which is a positive 1. Okay? And that is an x squared, which we'll come back to this right here. This negative, it's like saying negative 1 squared. And x squared squared, well, you multiply the exponents, right, because there's parentheses, so that gives you x to the fourth. And this right here is like saying a negative 1 and an x cubed. This cube doesn't go through, okay? There's nothing here on the outside. This cubed is just with the x. So there's just a regular old negative 1 and an x cubed. Okay, so taking a look, negative 1 squared is like saying negative 1 times negative 1, which is 1. So both those are just 1. And this is a negative 1 right here. So 1 times negative 1, negative 1. And I just crammed all those x's together. So I have an x squared, an x to the fourth, and an x cubed. It doesn't matter if I had 8 x's all in a row, you're still going to do the same thing. You're going to add those exponents. So it's a 2, a 4, and a 3. So just add those exponents together. So when you add those exponents, 2 plus 4 plus 3 is 9. So negative 1 times x to the ninth is negative x to the ninth. And that's it. So simplifying this one, take this 2 through to both, so that becomes, that's the first power, so that is 8 squared. And taking that through, x cubed squared is x to the sixth. I have to take this 3 through, so that's like saying that's the first power. So 2 to the first cubed is 2 to the third. And x to the squared, x squared cubed is 2 times 3, which is 6. So I take those numbers, 8 squared and 2 to the third. I get a 64 and I get an 8. So 64 times 8 is 512, and I just put those x's side by side. So I get x to the 6th and x to the 6th. So when I look at those, x to the 6th and x to the 6th, I get, when I add them together, 12. So 512 x to the 12th. So simplifying this, I have to take that 3 through to both. So a cubed to the third is a to the 9th. B squared cubed, 2 times 3 is 6. And there you go. Already done. Rewriting using only positive exponents. Okay, so just so you can get the gist of some of this. When we want to rewrite sometimes with only using positive exponents. And when we come back, I will finish up with these examples.